Good evening. So we're back with a review. We ain't did one in a while, but this one is pretty interesting. We're gonna do 2 in 1, and the reason why we're gonna group them together is because many other people have grouped these 2 movies together. Movie number 1 is The Bird Box, and the second one is A Quiet Place. The Bird Box you can watch on Netflix. A Quiet Place you will have to either watch it on
Hulu,
Redbox, or if you got one of those
Fire Stick. I'm sorry, not Hulu,
burner.
Fire Stick.
Yeah, if you got one of those Fire Sticks that's jailbroken. But them are one places you can find A Quiet Place too. The reason why people group these 2 movies together because they're basically like the end of the world type of movies. But we're gonna break down the difference between the 2. So we'll start with The Bird Box. What was The Bird Box about?
The Bird Box was about some form of I don't know what that was.
It was a disease. Basically, it was some type of virus that was in the water that started overseas somewhere, somehow got to the States, and
it was making people commit suicide.
Right.
They were reckless.
Well, the killer part is that's what they initially said, but it really wasn't that. It was some type of like invisible monster or something. That's what it really was, because if you remember, the thing that flew over the car, and it was an actual thing, but initially they said it was some type of virus in the water or something. So with The Bird Box, that's what it was basically about. If you looked at it, you pretty much got under this trance and you killed yourself. But then there was some people that looked at it and didn't really kill themselves. Why? I don't know. But
The Bird Box came out December the 21st. If you haven't seen it, if you've been hearing about it, definitely go watch it. It stars Sandra Bullock, and she is the main star. They have other people, Sarah Paulson and John Malkovich. Don't really know them, but yeah,
it's a good movie.
Very good. I
actually like. You know, it's a lot of mixed reviews about it.
A movie needs to start. We need to know why. We need to know why, what, when, where, and how. How did it happen? Why did it happen? We got all of those answers in that movie. Whether you're not gonna like the ending to every movie. That's life. But
I think they really didn't have nowhere to go with the ending. I mean, it was only so many places.
On a high note, you were happy, you were relieved.
Right.
People got brought back together. I mean, it was.
But it was only so many ways that can go.
Yeah, and it made the ending was perfect. It made perfect sense. Like when they did that, like where it showed where it was at, the blind lake. Oh my God. Like that was
but
it.
It's almost like, if you really think about it, it's almost crazy, because this movie was shot within a 5-year span, and you think like to live your life like that for 5 years, like that would drive you crazy just by itself. You know,
living
not
like
being able
like
to really,
blind?
but not be able to go outside and really look, and just not really. But I guess it comes down to, is life worth living with limits, or you rather not have limits and not live?
But look how many people live their lives in different situations daily. That was just drastic. Yeah. But I mean, you can go through different motions for 5 years and just normal things you carrying, you know. So that was just, you just blindfolded, which it's harder to say because blind people can't take their blindfold off. Unlike them, it was more of a challenge because they could take them off. But they took them off all the time when they were inside. So it's just more precautions, I guess, being.
So the next movie is A Quiet Place. The Quiet Place is another end of the world type of movie. The problem about, well, I ain't gonna say the problem about the Quiet Place is, unlike the Bird Box, we at least knew what was going on. In the Quiet Place, you don't know why is why. I mean, at least for the first 30, 45, 50 minutes, they ain't even say a word. Which you just have to just assume they couldn't say a word and make a sound because of, like, when the little boy cut on the little spaceship, the thing came and just swoop, got him. And from that point on, you got to learn. Luckily, these people had a deaf child and knew sign language. So a lot of things they spoke was in sign language. But I think the reason why people group these two movies is because of these were the last people on Earth. Like, no one else was really around. And these creatures that were like aliens basically react to the littlest sound. I mean, if it's just a pin drop, these things can hear it, and they just boom, they gone to try to get you.
Yeah, this movie starred
but to me, it was a good movie to watch. It holds your attention because you wondering, like, what's going to happen, how are they going to defeat this thing, and where it goes.
Yeah, John Krasinski, he was the star there, and Emily Blunt, that was husband and wife. But that's and that's true. It was definitely, it had me more like wanting to watch to see what happened than the Bird Box. But the aliens, they didn't have to look like that. Like, why do they have to look like that? Like, that was
at least
just
it looked
gross.
like something.
It was gross.
Bird Box, you didn't get to even see what they were looking at.
Exactly, and that made it so much better, like, to not see. But this, I mean, they didn't have to go so far. They went too far with that part. Like,
I don't think so. What they should look like.
I don't know, it wasn't the type of movie where it just needed to be this gruesome.
But them things was like snatching people up and eating them. They like ate everyone in these
They went
little
too far
towns.
sci-fi with a thriller movie. Like, the movie was supposed to be a thriller, not sci-fi. It was just gross. Like, the whole setup of that was just disgusting. It didn't have to be like that. In this movie, it kept you watching. It took you all the way there. Right. So the movie, it basically had a good, a good plot and all of that. It kept you into the movie, which it very well should do. And then at the end, it just dropped you off. You don't know why. You do know how. I do give them that.
But it didn't explain, like, where these things came from.
We don't know nothing. We don't know why they got to this point. What happened? Why did it happen? And what happened?
I mean, we missed it.
We didn't. We watched.
Comment below if we missed it on where these things came from, like why.
Did you hear them talk about that?
I know they was walking and they was in that store, and then they walked to where they got with that house, but I don't.
I didn't hear anything about why it didn't do a flashback. The Bird Box did flashbacks. Like, you have to do flashbacks in movies like this to keep people engaged, to figure out what they're looking at. In case you just tuned in, you need to have some type of flashback so somebody can just come in and catch on. You don't know with that movie, and I still don't know. Like, the movie was absolutely horrible based off of those things. The plot was good.
Right.
The plot was good.
It should have been on Netflix.
It definitely should have been on Netflix.
I don't know why it wasn't.
And it went to the movies.
It was actually like in the movies. Yeah, the way that mug ended though, it was like, what the hell? It's just cut off. Other than that, I think they're two good movies to watch. I think if you watch them back to back, you'll see what we're talking about. But by this point of watching this, you probably already watched Bird Box and you've seen all the memes. If you're on social media, you see everyone talking about Bird Box, and it makes you go watch it anyway. I mean, so they successfully had a great marketing plan with this. You know, they put together things.
So what rating would you give the Bird Box? And
Out
why?
of 10, I mean, I give it a 7.
Bird Box?
Yeah, I give it a 7.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they should have went as far as like 5 years later. That is a long time, like, to be living your life like that. And
But it's life.
I know, but 5 years, and then all of a sudden now you get in touch with these people at the blind place. Like, I don't know. Then a black dude died. I mean,
That 5 years was just a symbol. It was just symbolizing real life. That's what it was doing.
It was a good movie, so I think it gets like a 7 to me. And Quiet Place probably gets like a 6. You know, it wasn't bad to me. I just felt like I knew why it ended the way it did, because they figure out how to kill these things, but they should at least maybe showed them killing them and then like them riding off to the sunset. We don't know how many of these things it really was.
Because me personally, in the first off, Bird Box, I definitely give a 10. Hands down, I give it a 10. Personally, I would not have left the store. Like, I would have been at the grocery store.
But they said that. Like, we can just stay in the store.
Yeah, I would have stayed at the grocery store. I would not have chanced. It's not the fact that we leaving them behind. They should have all came. But I wouldn't have chanced trying to go back. Like, it's survival of the fittest. For both movies, it was survival of the fittest. The little kids in the new movie had to know. Like, it was, I don't know. I would not have went back. They would have lasted longer. And they maybe would have figured out, hey, we need to figure out how to get there. But going back made things worse. That's how the girl came. She killed herself, ended up leaving her with the baby. And then the other dude they let in last.
No. She was the reason everybody died, because she let that man in.
Yeah, that's true.
And they should have known from when they was in that store, when that guy was trying to get in and he was acting like he was okay, but he really wasn't. But you know how this man all of a sudden just come out of nowhere,
right? Don't
have a blindfold or nothing, and then
he had a blindfold in his hand.
No, he didn't. He didn't have a blindfold on when he came in the door. Or maybe he did. He did, because he played it off. And she the one reason everybody died, because she let him in the house. And
you see that meme with her jumping out the window?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, the Quiet Place definitely gets a Quiet Place. I definitely give that like a 3. Like, you don't even get a 6.
It's worth watching.
It is worth watching, but now that we're talking about it, you don't need to go watch it. Because, I mean, you're going to be pissed off.
It's a movie to keep, but it keeps your attention. It's not boring. It makes you watch it.
Complete my thought when I'm watching.
But we know what happened at the end. They figured out how to kill those things. They just ran out of budget and they couldn't show it. That's all it was.
Exactly.
They spent so money on
creating
those ugly things that they couldn't they ran out of budget. That's all.
And they never did show enough compassion about their daddy dying. The wife, did she ever cry?
Yeah, she cried.
I didn't even see that.
He was dead.
I don't know.
I mean, she cried about her son
People talking about the Bird Box being a bad movie. The meme should be about A Quiet Place.
I don't think enough people seen The Quiet Place because it's not on Netflix.
Go watch it. You can compare the two. We got it from the Red Box. But yeah,
if you search hard enough, you probably can find A Quiet Place and you can watch it.
But against all the funny pics and all that out, The Bird Box was a great movie. It was a great movie.
Yeah, I ain't saying it's a bad movie.
It can be turned to real life and not being blindfolds. It can be people, that's in your life.
Man, some people gonna die. They gonna hear that, like when she's walking through the woods and she's hearing them voices. Like I seen one that said the monster was like, "Hey girl, I'm Beyonce," and them bullshit. He turned around looking and died.
Yeah, that's hard. I definitely could not.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I didn't like her traveling on that boat for so long, and it was kind of not believable with that part, But it was a part of the movie. I think
that's what made it a 7 for me, because it's just a lot of things just wasn't like reality. Like, you're taking off that thing when when your kid fall out the boat, I'm taking this thing off and I'm at least looking to see if I can keep my head down, see if I can find them and grab them. Like, it just was too,
but they was taught to survive.
Right, but it was too detailed with the covering the eyes. Like, it was certain parts you could have took it off for a second and then put it back on. Like, you kind of knew that thing was biting.
They did that for a reason. People have permanent blinders.
Yeah.
That's why they did it.
Other than that, go watch both of them. If you've seen them, comment below. Let us know what you think. If you've seen both of them, which one do you think is better? If you haven't seen them, we didn't give you too many spoilers, so it's still worth going to go see. If you got Netflix, watch the Bird Box. And
Team Bird Box.
Either way, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you check out all our vlogs. We've been vlogging for Vlogmas. We plan on, doing some more daily vlogging going into the new year and for 2019.
We're gonna do Netflix movies.
We're just gonna do movies that maybe already been out a long time ago. Just movies that we've been just watching, just seeing.
Pretty Woman.
And shows. Man, that's too old. Either way, peace out. Talk to you guys later.